Hi, I'm Rosemary Robertson, and I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I served in the United States Air Force as a captain in the Nurse Corps. I served at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I took care of the mostly head-injured Vietnam veterans that were the enlisted veterans, and it was on a general floor. We had surgeries and cancers and a little bit of everything. I became a nurse in Cincinnati, and there was a program for people who wanted to be nurses and go into the military. It was selective, and I was chosen, so they paid for 2 of my years, and I was obligated to go into the service during the Vietnam era. The fondest memory of my service was the other staff members who took care of the veterans and the veterans themselves. We were all about the same age, and so the veterans, even though they were disabled, we would go out and socialize and go to events in Washington Square, and we would just have a great time. We'd take care of the veterans in the wheelchairs and crutches and Foley bags and dressings and everything, and we just really had a good time. We didn't really think about the Vietnam War because actually by that time the Vietnam War wasn't popular at all in the country. We were pretty insulated when we were talking about the veterans and how they were treated, during the Vietnam era. We had our own little world, but, we always worried how the veterans were going to do once they got discharged from the hospital. We knew that it was going to be tough out there for them. Well, most proud, I guess. I was a new nurse, and I was able to become a charge nurse for 4 different units at the same time during the night shift. We rotated shifts, and there was a psych floor, a plastic surgery floor, a urology floor, and the neuro floor, and I was in charge of all 4 at once. And I also got really good and skilled in the ICU and the recovery room too. So I became a great nurse during that time, which I really appreciated. That's a great question. What did I take from the military that I've carried through in my life? Well, rules are very important. Rules like some you can fudge a little bit, some you can't. There was always ways to get around things, but basically when the rules were the rules, you wanted to follow them because they had purpose, like staying sterile or being clean during dressing changes or medication administration or things like those, that those rules weren't breakable. What would I tell young people these days about serving in the military? I think it's a great opportunity. I know a lot of people go into the military because of educational opportunities, and the service is a wonderful place to get an education and get training and go as far as you want. There is unlimited opportunity. So I would say men, women, go out there and see what's out there in the services. You can keep your own political ideology and still serve. Well, when I went into the Navy, the Air Force, at the time, there were a lot of different rules for men and women. And since that time and now, I've seen a big change in how women and men are treated equally in terms of pay and housing and dependence and opportunities. So I've seen a big change, and I would say enjoy those changes and make the most use of it. As a nurse, I'm also an educator. I would like them to know that I was always concerned about the enlisted person, the people who didn't have funds for good health care, and about opportunities for women and everybody.